Hello and welcome to Descriptive Writing Tips with etetutor. So this is a video for anyone who's studying GCSE English Language Paper 1. Doesn't matter which exam board you're with, you should still find something helpful here. As you'll know, if you're a regular to my channel, I'm an examiner for AQA and I've also been a team leader for AQA. And I got the opportunity to mark the GCSE English Language Paper 1 for the first time last year, and it was really interesting seeing how different students approach their descriptive writing. So I thought what I'd do is try and use some notes that I made while I was marking to give you a few tips. So if you haven't already got a pen, grab one now and just try to note down some of the key points. We'll try to make it quite quick for you because I know if you're revising, you've got lots of subjects to worry about. Alright then, let's go. So, top tips. What is successful descriptive writing like? This is the question that you need to ask yourself. For you to be successful in the exam, you need to have a whole piece that has a very clear form tone. So whether it's a more classically descriptive piece like describe a journey, or whether it's more of a narrative, a story, it doesn't matter. It's important to think about that tone. So if it's a story, is it going to be light-hearted? Is it going to be serious? And then once you've thought about that tone, which should be easily identifiable for your reader, you can then match all your adjectives, adverbs, nouns and verbs to help create this tone and also to create the atmosphere you're looking for. So it might be worth considering this short story, say, that you're going to write. Where would you expect to find it in a bookstore? Or if it had been made into, say you've been picked up by Netflix and it's been made into a series, where would you expect to find it? Is it going to be romance? Is it horror? Is it sci-fi? So think about this as well at the beginning, and this is all going to help you to have this whole piece. When I'm examining at the beginning, well, I'll be honest with you, I talk to myself. So at the beginning I'm like, right, okay, so we've got some quite humorous language here, light-hearted tone, this is hopefully going to keep this comedy throughout and create the whole piece, or maybe something very different's going to happen, but it's clearly been established for me, so I know what to expect as the story goes on. Another key point there that I'm sure you've already aware of is trying to use the senses. So referring to those 5 senses and trying to get that reaction in your reader. Okay. Another thing that we're thinking when we're considering a successful descriptive writing piece is the way that paragraphs and connectives have been used. Because we want this whole, very well planned, thought out piece of writing, it can be easy if you do a sort of establishing paragraph to set the scene. And if you do struggle with this, because I know a lot of students do, try to use sort of topic sentence or have an idea real clear for each paragraph. As an examiner, when I first see the response on the computer screen, I'm always really happy if I can see a little bit of a scribbled down plan, because I think, oh good, this is hopefully going to have some structure and is not going to be a bit sort of a confusing ongoing waffle. That's the last thing we want. So yes, thinking about how each paragraph develops, and if you are doing a more classic descriptive piece, it might be helpful to think about using your mobile phone as if you're recording the scene and zooming in and out, so you can really focus in on particular details. Connectives obviously really helpful to guide your reader. We don't want to be confused. We don't want to have to go back and reread sections because the plot and the structure is incoherent. It doesn't make sense. Finally, another little tip is that those short paragraphs are really good for emphasising particular details within a description. Then finally, within all these pieces, these successful descriptive writing pieces are going to have a full range of sentences, and they're going to have a full range of punctuation. And these are used for effect. That's the important thing. It's no point thinking, oh gosh, I need to stick in a semicolon to show the examiner I can do it, if it's not a sentence that's going to work. You really need to be planning these sentences out before you start scribbling down. And I know you might be thinking, yeah, well, that's fair enough for you to say, but we're under pressure, we haven't got much time. And what I would say here is, on the whole, from my experience, the shorter pieces on the shorter side, tend to do better in these tasks because the student doesn't lose control over them. It is slow and steady wins the race, I'd say, with this one. So when you're doing your practices, don't make the quantity the important thing. Slow down and think about quality, but because you've got a plan, you're going to have done a plan, so you will make sure you get to the end of this, the end of the description or the end of the story. Okay then. What we've got here are those assessment objectives. So hopefully you know it's AO5 and AO6 that you are being marked against here. So just have a quick read of those. You can pause. I know there's some quite advanced vocabulary in there. Just have a read of that and then think back to everything I've been saying, and hopefully you can see that all I've done really is put those assessment objectives in more everyday colloquial language for you, and thrown in a little bit of extra guidance after marking all those hundreds and hundreds of papers last year. Alright then, I really do hope that this has helped. Thanks as always for watching. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments section below. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, that would be great. So you just make sure that you don't miss out on any videos, because I'm going to be making a lot more for all different exam boards and for language and literature. Alright then, bye for now.